Summary was 42, so I'll knock that out in an hour. I'll hit the summary. Yeah. I've been working my way through it.
Well, I wondered.
You and I'm like, hey, slow down there. Are you? I was like, whoa.
I mean, I know.
Has anybody seen?
Yeah.
He's not even here. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started then. It's 1 o'clock. Call this meeting to order. This is the Tuesday, January 11th, regularly scheduled budget evaluation meeting. Everybody's present except the assessor's office. Item number 1 is discussion of possible action regarding minutes of the regular meeting dated Tuesday, December 7th. Do we have a motion? Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Item 2, discussion possible action regarding an update on employee benefits. Danny, are you going to handle this since
Sure.
is out?
Trending as it has been all year. They 2.4 million from CARES and 1.8 million for our rebates. Has really helped when we're comparing to last year. So we're a net 1.7 million less than a year ago, but that COVID 555,000 from last year, the CARES reimbursement, you'll see that start catching up. So that'll even out a little bit as we go forward, since last year we collected what was it, 1.9, almost 2 million in CARES money last year. So it's a little bit misleading just because we're comparing the 2.4 to 555. And I just don't know how much more we will collect from CARES going forward.
But even looking at that, if we add the other 1.5 million there, we're still 1.7 million under. So still 200,000 to the good.
Right. And John did say to project another 1.2 million in rebates for the rest of the year. So that's helping a lot. Getting this fund.
Any idea, a couple of questions, any idea, or does John have any idea how many more reimbursements we might need to see? Obviously, it seems like cases are through the roof again. Yeah.
From where?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I can take it from CARES.
Yeah, right.
I guess, right, well, we still have some CARES funds left.
We do.
I don't know how much.
I think it's going to be,
That'll be the
we'll,
next time,
it's
yeah.
going to be, yes.
But I
Okay.
Close.
We've got 328,000 on today's BET. I'm sure there will be some more claims that come in.
I know at one point John kind of thought that it might be spiking off, and all of a sudden, right. And then the next question I had was, is there any anticipation yet of what the claim numbers might look like with the new concierge service, the Connect Health benefit, or do we expect that to be about the same? I mean, overall cost-wise?
Well, Connect Health is just replacing Evolution. Right. And Connect Health, actually, the lady that runs Connect Health used to run Evolution before that big company, what's the name of that big group? Edison came in and bought Evolution last year, and she went out and did her own deal. So really, I don't think we would see
Really,
any difference.
For more of a downtrend, potentially for the first couple of years. Yeah.
Anyway, it's looking like we're going to have enough money to get through the year and employee benefits based on what we've seen in 6 months, which is good.
Good news.
Motion to accept the report.
Motion second. All in favor, say aye. 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 Any opposed? Ayes have it. Item 3, discussion possible action regarding an update related to status. You know what? Let's go ahead. Well, yeah. Status of all cost centers set up within Special Projects Fund 1400. I was gonna say let's take up 5 first, but no, let's take up 4. I'm sorry, 3. Item 5 that we have later is what Danny had mentioned. Mr. Wilkerson has identified $328,182.30 in COVID-related expenses on our benefits plan. When you look at the attachment for item 3, that 328, if you recall, we had set in there after last time, it was like 487,000, because John had anticipated 237,000, and then we were gonna hold 250,000 in our CARES account to cover stuff that's gonna trickle in that was expended in the calendar year 2021 to allow for CARES reimbursement. Some of that money was reallocated, I believe, to the jail trust a couple weeks ago, which depleted that from the 487. But if we use the 328, then that's basically zeroing out most of those accounts, leaving $41,099 in there. So if we do have COVID medical expenses from any time in 2021, especially in December, but providers have up to a year to submit for payment. So it's still plausible that we could have bills coming in from August, September, October that were COVID related. We're not going to have much money left here to be able to handle those. Now we can always look at the ARPA money that we have and see if we can do that. But this account is basically, if we approve item 5 later, is, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's going to.
Yeah, we still have the 159,553 earmarked. That was.
Oh,
an
that's
estimate.
true.
That's based
Right.
on the numbers John provided us last
Yeah.
time. So,
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. We got the 159. It's just, we'll be $100,000 light of what we were wanting to hold before. Yeah.
And then the amount that we moved to sheriff and juvenile for the hero pay, not all of that was used by both departments. So that's why we have that $41,000 left. You know, the number that they transferred, the 164 remaining that they transferred to the trust, that was the amount that we knew at the time. But since they didn't utilize all the payroll funds,
Yeah.
still got money left.
Now, this item, the sheriff relief expenses remaining, the 18,042, do we know what that is and if those are going to actually come to fruition?
That's a good question for Brandon. I know we had earmarked some, and some of it's still encumbered under that attached sheet that I had, the very last attachment on there.
It was approved August 2nd,
Yeah.
and BOCC approved it.
That might have been the remaining for the vehicles. That ring a bell?
Yeah, it was.
It does ring a bell.
And
Yeah, it was the vehicles, the turnkey,
okay, so that's probably
some of that stuff is still encumbered.
Yeah,
We cleaned it.
yeah. Let me
Software house, Amazon Capital.
let me double check. But
So if those still need to be expended, it's still there for it. If you don't need it, then we could free that up to come over on top of the 41,000. And I think probably just would be available with that 159 medical related expenses.
I think there's some timing issues on that. So that may be what hasn't been utilized yet. It may not be.
So you're talking, Danny, your page number 3, is
Yes.
that the attachment that you're referring to? And which one of those? You saying the UBM Enterprise and the South Central Industries? Where are you getting the 18,000 from?
I'd have to go back and look, but we Yeah, they've spent some of it's still encumbered, they just did not use the full amount, I can't remember what the full amount was that we allocated.
Okay.
That was the leftovers, that 18,000.
Because they're 300, right? The 22202 300. Or the account number 3961. Is that the sheriff?
The sheriff was 353.
It's under three, it's under three.
I'll double check and get with you.
Okay.
Make sure we can.
I'm pretty sure that's what was left over.
And again, I know there's some timing issues on software with the contracts roll and stuff, and so.
Well, I think that's a good point, that we should probably all, in the departments or whoever's watching, go ahead and go back and make sure that the expenses that you incurred, that those have been completely paid for. If they haven't, we still have, I mean, we can still pay for them if they've already been incurred. But let's go ahead and try to figure that out. Any other discussion on item 3? If not, is there a motion to receive the update?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 4, discussion possible action regarding any items currently on the BET watch list. All right. Seeing none, no action needed on item 4. Item 5, discussion possible action regarding a request for reimbursement from Special Projects Fund CARES 1400 in an amount not to exceed $328,182.30 for benefit expenses related to COVID during the period 11/27/21 to 12/31/21.
I'll make a motion to approve item 5, reimbursement from CARES 1400, not to exceed the 328,182.30. Second.
Got a motion, and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Item 6, discussion possible action regarding a transfer in amount not to exceed $22,700 from General Fund Reserve 995 to Assessor Regular 130, salaries and benefits. Purposes to request of the request is to cover the cost of a retiring employee's annual leave.
I just kind of have one comment or question. I'm trying to remember if we've seen this before, but it seems as though when someone has retired, we funded these people for a full year. And if you're retiring and you're needing money right now, halfway, they've got money in their salaries. So I shy of saying if you get to the end of the, come May maybe, and you had a lot of people retire, but I think that's just kind of how we've handled.
Well, I can speak for us, for example, but like for us, there was money for a full year, but those positions need to be backfilled immediately, so you use up any money that you would have. Does that make sense?
You
Like,
do, but usually they're not hired in. It's someone that's retiring.
Right.
And you may not backfill them for a month, or you may not. It's just that constant churn.
And the expense may be higher because of, depending upon the amount of leave that is in there. But to Christie's point, my recollection is traditionally what we've done is kind of rocked along, put it maybe on the watch list and see how it shakes out coming towards the end of the year. I know HR has talked to me a couple times about their situation with Dan. It was a big payout on him. And my recommendation to Karen was they can still meet payroll. There's no issues about meeting payroll for a while, and maybe even the rest of the year, who knows? But definitely it's not a situation where they have to have the money right now. So my recommendation to her was to get us the number that she anticipates maybe being short because of that, and bringing it to our next meeting and put it on the watch list. That way, at least we're all aware that there's a potential amount that we need to move over to cover that expense. but not actually move it until we're later in the year and everybody has an opportunity to see, you know, what
Who's coming and going?
exactly, because it's not just a particular position. For instance, Dan, I'm just gonna use it because they're not on here right now. That payout, yeah, his salary, you know, his replacement didn't make exactly what he made, but you may also lose another employee or two employees throughout the year where you're several months of not having that payroll. So you may be able to absorb some or all at the end of the day. So I think that's the approach that we've taken in the past. Did you have something that you wanted
Just
to?
if you had any questions, I'm just down here. I know a little bit about it.
Okay,
So
okay.
pretty much, yeah, it's just the one that retired. It's our regular, since we don't have any special revenue funds. We have no, if someone has been hired for this position, I don't know if they're the same or not, salary wise. We don't know the answer to that question.
Okay. Yeah, traditionally we've waited to look at churn and also, you know, M&O accounts and capital accounts and all of it to see if there's availability to make those adjustments.
There's no issue to make yourself through this point.
Don't believe so. But
Yeah, at this point, they're funded for everything except for this one. So yeah, I mean, they're gonna 22,000. They'll be, unless there's other issues that we're not aware of, they're funded through June, most of June anyway. I mean, this is something that they may need to cover.
Well, I was just thinking if the payout's $22,000 on that one person. Be 3 months-ish probably of that person's salary at least, so.
yeah, he was nice. I didn't.
Yeah, but you've got the entire workforce's salary in there for the company. So
People coming and going.
I'll make a motion, we put it on the watch list for now.
Second.
Address it later in the year.
got a motion and a second to add the $22,700 to the watch list.
Is this, I'll just do this. Or just out of curiosity, I'm sure.
We were told,
Action may,
I'm sorry,
approving as amended, approved.
who was the
referring to
second on that?
I was.
Miles.
Instructions to staff, making recommendation to another public body, receiving documents, presentation, referring to committee, reconsidering, reopening, returning, or striking.
We were told by Aaron a couple months ago or whatever, with the way we restructured the agenda, that we could do, I think it was this specific type of item that we were gonna do it onto the watch list. And there were questions about whether we can do it. My preference is that you have an item specifically to go to the watch list, but I mean, here, I think we're fine based on what we were told by Aaron before, so. So we got a motion and a second to add the 22.7 to the watch list. We didn't vote, did we? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Citizen participation. Anybody sign up? Okay. Board comments. District 2,
No, thank you.
District 3.
No.
Thanks. Treasurer,
Nothing, thank you.
court clerk. Sure. It's good to see everybody back in a new
We haven't
year.
been in here for a while.
I know. It's
It's been a whole
great to see everybody.
Well, last year. I like your sweater. Thanks, I like yours too. I noticed that when I walked in. Wow. A little wild today.
I got the earth.
There you go. You gotta do the animal part.
No, the problem is then I look like a beast tiger. And, you know, it's not good or whatever. All right. Is there any new business? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? There's a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We're adjourned. Thanks, guys.